Leonard from the video The Story of Bottled Water told us in the U.S. alone, we buy 500 million bottles of water every week, which is enough to actually circle our entire globe 5 times. That's a lot. As a hiker and a runner, I often reach for my reusable water bottle. As I looked around, I noticed that most of my fellow athletes were reaching for the throwaway plastic kind. I hope to convince you today why plastic water bottles are a waste, give you solutions to stop using plastic water bottles, and show you how the world would be much better without them. Let's begin by looking at the problems that plastic water bottles pose. The use of bottled water has a negative effect not only on our wallets but on the environment as well. To start, it's a total waste of money. Americans spend roughly $12 billion per year. According to Bottled Water, A Waste of Money, the article, bottled water costs a lot more than tap water, about 2,000 times the amount. Most bottled water prices are actually about the same as the bottle of pops and sodas, juices, and vending machines, which is crazy. So not only does water though waste our money, but it's also a big waste of resources. It has a negative effect on the environment. One thing that's interesting to think of, it actually wastes water to make bottled water. It takes 72 billion gallons of water worldwide to produce a year's supply of plastic bottles that are empty, with no water. For every liter of water consumed, at least 2 liters were required to produce it. It is also a complete waste of oil. 1 million barrels of oil are annually used with the production of bottled water. That's enough to fuel 100,000 cars for a whole entire year. They also have a lot of pollutants. According to tap water versus bottled water in the environment, about 2.5 million tons of carbon dioxide is generated each year with the production of bottled water. Also, a lot of fossil fuels and carbon dioxide are released with transporting this water. Water is a huge waste. 90% of people do not actually recycle bottled water, even though it is recyclable. It's not biodegradable, so it takes 1,000 years for it to completely decompose. So you're going to find that 4 out of 5 of these bottles are going to end up in a landfill. Just sad. Taking about 10 times your life for them to completely disappear. Others might actually end up worse in rivers and oceans in the wild, which can hurt our animals. The good news is all of these problems are solvable. There are many solutions to help get rid of bottled water. The first is to simply just try tap. A lot of people think tap water is contaminated, it's not as good, they're kind of scared to use it. However, it is regulated by the Environmental Protection Agency, and it monitors 90 different contaminants. They test this several times a day. And compared to bottled water, it's only tested once a week or even once a month, and they do not even need to disclose where the water is coming from. So tap water may be the safer one to go with. If tap water isn't for you, you can try using the reusable bottles. One great brand is Refill, not Landfill. It's only about $10. I like to use the stainless ones like in the picture. These ones can actually be recycled in the end also if you wanted to. And there's no chemicals leaking from them. And then Chris Baskin, author of 5 Reasons Not to Drink Bottled Water, shared with us that most bottled water is actually filtered tap water. So, another great thing is to just buy a filtration system. 1/4 of all bottled water is actually filtered tap water. Companies like Aquafina and Dasani filter their tap water. You could purchase an at-home system like Brita or Pure, or a pitcher system to put in the fridge. They cost about $20 to $40, and they're good for 40 to 100 gallons. It's an average of 30 cents per gallon, which is much cheaper than bottled water. Without visualizing the results, it is hard to see the positive outcomes that follow. Imagine the benefits you would have along with the environment if bottled water was eliminated. First, you'd be saving a lot of money. Americans would save billions of dollars a year. That money could go to much better causes. There are a lot of other countries that actually do not have safe drinking water like we do. From the article Bottled Water, Making a Clear Choice, they shared that the cost of just 1 case of bottled water could supply a person in Africa with clean water for an entire year. The United Nations estimates that if given 1/6 of the $100 billion spent worldwide, we could cut in half the number of people without access to clean water. Finally, we would have a much better environment. We would save on oil and fossil fuels and would have less pollutants, less trash and plastic in landfill, and also less in the rivers and oceans, so you'd be left with beautiful scenery. I hope I have persuaded all of you to think twice about the next time you reach for a bottle of water. Remember, they're a waste of money and resources. Plastic water bottles can be eliminated with filter systems or reusable water bottles. Yourself and the environment can benefit greatly without the use of bottled water. So, take an oath to stop using bottled water. Watch your bank account go up as the waste of the world goes down. Thank you.